Welcome to the new episode of Green Gardens. I am Aishu Bharadwaj, Assistant Editor at Trade Promotion Council of India. And as we are moving forward, we are welcoming industry veterans and thought leaders to our series. And today we have the honor of having Mr. Nikunj Shukla, who is Director at Waasol Energies, a joint venture of Waaree Energies. Welcome to our series, sir. Thank you so much for taking out time and providing us with your input, sir.
Thank you, indeed. Thank you very much. And thank you for the Trade Promotion Council of India taking such kind of initiative and helping industry to connect all of the industry. Thank you very much.
Without taking much of your time, sir, I will directly, ask my first question and very basic yet an important question. So, what is the inspiration behind establishing Waasol Energies, and what is its mission in renewable energy sector?
Well, Waasol Energies was actually a brainchild out of one of the discussion meeting at the Delhi in one of the session arranged by MNRE, in fact. And we found that the majority of pie of energy that comes from the thermal source of energy. Okay. Unfortunately, there are very few stakeholders. They were talking about the thermal part, which is contributing more than 55% of the energy pie.
Right.
They have given some of the solutions for domestic applications for bathing and domestic usage. But as such, there is no any kind of solution which is actually practically and viably proven by industry's source. So we took challenge because we already had the background of instrumentations, and we thought that when we collaborate solar thermal along with instrumentation, and we use some kind of automation to a different level, I think that can be one of the good source for the industry to reduce their energy consumption, and thus we can reduce emissions of greenhouse gases. Yeah?
Right, sir. Right. All right, sir. So, moving forward, I want you to elaborate the advantages of using solar thermal energy storage in association with solar thermal systems, and especially when it comes to industries or applications with high energy demands.
Great, thank you. Actually, if you understand, before I answer this question, we need to understand the importance of solar thermal storage system. And before that, we need to also understand solar thermal, what solar thermal is. Right. When we talk about any process industry, almost 60% of the energy comes from the heating or steam source. Now, whenever we see any chimney or any boiler, that means something is being heated. And that heating application is nothing but the application of the thermal, where we can use solar thermal as a source of heating. Now, it's very big challenge when you have to give constant output of a steam to a process industry, where you have to give a very specified controlled temperature and pressure to process industry, and you are depending on the source like sun, which is depending on the very much unprecedented, or we cannot forecast the situations of the sun and the cloud and humidity so precisely. So when we generate some heat source, it is very important to store it at a very particular temperature and pressure, so the process which is being carried out by any process industry will not hamper. When we have even source of output from the solar thermal, this is, I think, one of the perhaps most economical source. Right. The beauty of solar thermal is, if you understand end customers process very well, with their spikes of usages based on shift, based on the per week or per month consumption, if you design it well, then the second stage, which is solar energy storage, I mean solar thermal energy storage, that comes as a vital input. So we have production house of solar thermal that will be between morning 9 to 3, but then process industry requires steam for 24/7. So we have to calculate requirement of 24 hours. Okay. And we have to produce it during 9 to 3, which is production hours for sunlight. So that combination we have to calculate very smartly.
Mm-hmm.
And solar thermal required combination of mechanical energy
Mm-hmm.
uh, along with the instrumentation skills, along with
Mm-hmm.
the automation people skill, along with the skill of physics of different engineering field. And once we smartly accommodate it in a very complex way, this is going to be one of the easiest solution. And we have so far installed almost 120 plus projects across the country. And we are very happy that it is giving very attractive payback period. Because the big challenge which you mentioned is about self-sustainable model without
Correct.
any grant, without any support from industry.
Right.
This segment or this process or this product must be self-sustained. That means my user must be very happy.
Okay.
My user must be getting benefit out of the solution of solar thermal. And once you prove it, then things are very much welcomed by market. So our engineering team did very fantastic job. They did a very precise survey before project
Mm-hmm.
started, and the execution was done in time bound. And the payback period is around 2 years and 1 month. So that's a
Great.
very positive part,
Mm-hmm.
and that's for low temperature application. And if we can have such kind of applications where in India, where low temperature heating can be done by solar thermal, that will be one of the big game changer for the country. Yeah.
That's great to know, sir. And I wish Waasol Energies good luck, in providing and
Thank you.
achieving its goals. So my
Thank you.
next question would be, what are the key challenges or limitations associated with implementing the STES system, sir? And how is the industry addressing these issues? I mean, what are the challenges you as an industry veteran are facing?
Okay. First and foremost thing, when you work in solar thermal, the very important word, keyword, which we always keep in front of our office is the patience.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot do everything very quickly,
Right,
and you have to do lot of customization for each
right,
project.
right.
I mean, you need to do very much keen of taking minute detailing of the site. We
Right.
cannot keep one design of the project at the same company for the location. So it is very important that we do customize calculation for each of the site based on the
Mm-hmm.
location, based on the consumption pattern. And
Right.
then if you design your system, I think we can really do wonder. So the big challenge for us is to get the right sort of people who understand the subject. And second part is another challenge is the customer with the patience, because it is more
Mm-hmm.
like collaboration between Vaasol and the customer. It is not like Vaasol is giving some solution and we come out. It's like hand-to-hand approach, and we have to work as a consolidated big team to get this done.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a challenge so far we are facing. But thanks to our Mr. Hitesh Doshi is always inspiration for us and giving us that kind of visionary input so that we really can give very thoughtful input to customers.
Right, sir. And moving on, I want to know, are there any recent technological advancement, in innovation or in STS system that have the potential to revolutionize this industry? And also, sir, how could you elaborate on its current status in the Indian landscape, the current status of solar thermal energy system?
Okay, thank you. I show this segment is very different in nature.
Right,
Like the solar thermal energy storage is very successful for ultra large capacity. I mean, talking about a more than 100 megawatt plus thermal storage.
right.
And it is, if it is at lower level, it is not viable. Right.
Okay.
So the question is either you should have ultra large facility of the plant, or you cannot really operate to a small scale level.
Okay.
Whereas solar thermal application or energy storage solar thermal, that is much more best fit model for a mid size of industry.
Okay.
So it is a time that industries should work together to
Mm-hmm.
give customized solution in the relatively smaller size, not like ultra mega utility scale project,
Okay.
small size of people where they can use it very comfortably,
Mm-hmm.
because solar required good amount of space.
Right.
So that also required industry of some size in terms of initial investment. And
Right.
so it is very much desirable that the people from the industry come together and come for solution.
Right.
Yes, we are working on the solar thermal energy storage with a mechanical input, which is the
Mm-hmm.
most cost-effective solution. And I think we are coming very close. Very soon, we will announce one of the solution, which is our own development,
Okay.
developed by Indian engineers. I would say by India, from India, and for India initially. So this is the solution we will be going to execute by, I think, around May 2024, and that will be, I think, a scalable solution for a
Mm.
mid-size of industry.
And I think this is the kind of revolution, we need from veterans like you, sir, that you are thinking beyond, beyond the expectations of the people who are currently in the energy sector. And with this,
Yes,
my next
yes.
question would be, looking ahead, what do you envision as the future potential and growth prospect of for STES in the renewable energy landscape?
Oh, that's I will be very happy to answer this question, because so I see, if you look at the economics of the energy segment, we are doing very good job for solar photovoltaic projects,
Okay.
and India is doing fantastic job in solar power projects across the country and even the globally.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we have limitations for peak hour power generation, and that solution required uh, the storage part. How do you store the power which is generated during daytime, be it from solar power, be it from the thermal source, or be it from nuclear source? The storage is going to be very important and vital role in this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even we can replace maximum part of energy in India from thermal to solar power.
Mm-hmm.
But then, if we do not have a right energy storage system or
Mm-hmm.
economical energy system, that would be too difficult for us to really get the benefit of execution of solar in across the country. For
Okay.
that, I think we used to work in tandem with various power plant people. We are in touch with the few industrial experts
Okay.
where we can work out on the very typical solar thermal energy storage,
Mm-hmm.
because battery with the electrical part something is very expensive,
Mm-hmm.
and so far industry is yet to come to a break even cost where industry can actually appetite the cost of energy storage with the current mechanism. So solar thermal energy storage system will be, I think, the most appropriate and perhaps the only solution in days to come for the energy storage. So
Mm-hmm.
as it's like, when we already have such kind of huge infrastructure in India for solar PV and other people, the only segment which we need to focus and thought is about solar thermal energy solutions. And
Right.
I'm sure that once we have such kind of energy storage system, that
Mm-hmm.
would be one of the biggest solution for the country.
And I only wish that to happen, as soon as possible, sir.
Yeah.
And
Yes. Yes.
as an industry veteran, I think this would be an interesting question for all our viewers. So, what advice would you want to give to, the upcoming entrepreneurs, as well as suggestions to the government to further uplift the sector, sir?
Thank you very much. I think it's a day that we need to collaborate our skills with the right people.
Right.
If I elaborate it in different way, India has got a huge, I mean, talent pool of youth, which is
Right.
coming for in coming days is going to be very useful for us.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I mean, we are blessed with the skilled and intelligent youth in the country.
Right.
And apart from this, if we look at that, so far, we used to have a technology developed in the European or Western countries, then it goes to China, then the cost used to get optimized, and then it was executed and across the world. So that was the route so far we used to adopt. I think now with the change scenario and the way Indian youth are working, India can be powerhouse for designing their own solutions. That is one for India as well as can be for globe. Because we cannot have a solution for solar thermal, which is a number of boilers in India, like Europe, because Europe has got very small number of boilers as compared to the whole country. It's equal to couple of states in India, equal to the Europe. So India need to find solution for their own, and for that I think our youth and our academic staff as well as ministry has to work together with the corporate, and I think that is very easy job for us to take this forward.
Okay. And any particular suggestion for the policymakers, sir, apart from what you said?
Yeah, policymaker must think on the solution which is in India for India, because we cannot import solution and use for the Indian situations. Every country, every geography has their own solutions for their own problems. So we should understand what are our actual problems and how really we can get solution by our own source. And that way we can really get for more employment as well, and we always have a sustainable solution without depending on technological dependency on other countries. That's my word.
And thank you so much, sir. I think not just the entrepreneurs, but the policymakers, if they get to see it, they are surely going to act on it. And that's all for today, sir. Thank you so much for taking out time. And let me just tell you, it felt like that the insights are actually from the very core of the industry. It was an amazing chat, sir, and I wish Waasol Energies, Waaree Energies, and you all the best for your future endeavors, and would love to collaborate with you in future. Thank you so much, sir. And
thank you very much, Aishu.
Thank you, sir. And for our audience, that's all. If you want to keep continuing watching industry leaders like Mr. Shukla, so subscribe to our channel. Until then, keep supporting sustainability.